Hello everybody, I am back for another replay tonight. This time I'm going to do a PvZ on Zelnaga, and good luck, have fun. Are you in Masters? A random Burger King? Bad kid. Wow. Sorry about that, I was a little distracted. I always love seeing the hilarious banter between players. Now it seems like in the bottom left position we have arandomBK, who is the red Protoss, and then if we look at the top right, the blue Zerg is orlyOWL. I did a replay of his already, and I'm going to do another one because it was so humorous. He said this one will be even more action-packed, so I am excited to see what will take place in this PvZ matchup. Now, right off the bat, instead of going for any form of fast expand, it seems like he's going to play it safe, a wall in his main with this pylon. Meanwhile, the scouting will probably get done first for arandomBK. We can just call him Burger King or BK, whatever we wish. Now, what is exactly his plan? He is going to go for a faster spawning pool here at around 12 supply, so that will allow him to get some Zerglings out there and be a little bit aggressive if he so chooses. However, he is going to scout his opponent. What will be happening next? The typical gateway for the Protoss opponent as well. Now, instead of doing any form of harassment, it seems like BK will sit around with this probe and spot what he needs to see. However, now that the spawning pool is complete, the Zerglings will be able to go out and do some damage to him if he decides to stay any longer. Now, it'll be interesting to see what orlyOWL will do next if he decides to go for that expansion, as we see many Zerg players do, very effective to get that economy going early, as you need more larvae on the field to be more effective. He's only actually going to send one Zergling out here to deal with that probe. Meanwhile, the other 5 are going to go into the main. However, they will not get very far, as there is actually a complete wall off. That is something to be aware of. There is a forge, gateway, and now a photon cannon being warped in. So there will definitely be a bit of a turtle Protoss here to see what his plans are and what he hopes to exact. The Queen has morphed from the hatchery, so he will be able to spawn that larva whenever he thinks it's appropriate. However, he is going to move around with these Zerglings, try and take out this probe if possible, slowly but surely. He hasn't even gotten an extractor yet, so he can't even go for the speedlings. There it goes. Now he's going to get that a little bit late, and he is going for a hatchery, a proxy hatchery, in fact, right by the natural expansion. So that is an interesting counter against the photon cannon, seeing as how Protoss will definitely turtle up. Will he get even more Zerglings out there to deal with this Zealot that will probably be a nuisance for the Zerg player? orlyOWL is pretty good at using his Zerglings in the early part of the game, as I saw in a previous replay. Meanwhile, you do see, basically, it seems like BK is just going to continue to chrono boost out these Zealots and his own economy, get that started, get the gas, eventually go into some form of warp tech like you see very often with Protoss opponents. This proxy expansion is almost finished. These Zealots will continue to poke away at it. However, it does seem like orlyOWL needs more of these Zerglings out because these Zealots will be able to make short work of them. They are pretty lethal in a dose such as this. He's going for another Zealot, so he will be able to get out there and at least destroy this hatchery, so it would seem. Nothing really being built by either opponent, though, at this time. Mostly because either they aren't, well, no one's really supply blocked. Now the cybernetic score is going to go down now that this little rush has taken place, and this hatchery was kind of a waste. Sorry, not the best move for orlyOWL to do that. He should have just played it safe and expanded as necessary, build up a stronger army, maybe even get air units, move in, and destroy some of the units in the main. That's very effective as well to go for those mutas. Now, a possible thing that he could do is if he goes and attacks up to lair, he can possibly go into, I don't know, Zergling Mutalisks, or Hydralisks rather. Zergling Hydralisks are very good, especially when there are a lot of Zealots on the field. Seeing as how the cybernetic score has just recently gone down, and there are now only 3 gates in production, it would be safe to say that those Hydralisks would be very effective. Now, Zergling speed has begun, so that will also be beneficial. He is going to elect to his usual style of getting many Zerglings out there. Now, if he does get a large amount of Zerglings, he can handle himself against this Zealot that is moving its way down. But with these, just a couple Zerglings, there is not that much he can do. Now, interesting to note, A Twilight Council is also going down, so you will see either most likely charge with these Zealots, making them very effective as well. Now these extra Zerglings will be able to take away one Zealot, but they should run home now, as the Zealots are kind of being messed around with. Banelings being made by orlyOWL. That'll be interesting to see as well, now that he has this amount of Zerglings out there. Banelings could get through his little, well, he has kind of destroyed that forge, so he is going to try and get more units out and about. Looking at, ooh, wow, I just noticed he is going for a Dark Shrine, so DTs, that should be impressive as well. No possible Overseers just yet, because he is only at hatcheries. These DTs will be very, very vicious if they do complete, if he decides to go through with it. Meanwhile, the Zealots are going to move into the base, but the Zerglings are going around as well, maybe seeing something else. He does notice this is happening, so he will move the Zealots back. And he does have a Stalker out finally now. 6 of these Zerglings are turning into Banelings. He should be getting a speed upgrade to make them even more effective, because they are so very slow and sluggish. And the Zealots are going to move in as well as this Stalker. There are more Zerglings and Banelings in his main. However, he will not be able to defend his army if he moves out, as Warp Gate is finished. Now the Dark Shrine is almost complete as well. He's going to wait for a little while. Once that Dark Shrine is prepared, he will have enough gas to drop some and be able to press as necessary. Now these Zealots are going to be eradicated due to the amount of Zerglings. However, he does not send enough over to destroy the Zealot. Meanwhile, that Stalker was finished off very quickly. Now the little bit of aggression here with the Banelings and the Zerglings are going to move by, do a little bit of a run by. Are they going to move into this mineral patch and destroy all these units? Let's see. He will take down so many probes. That was so effective. Now it's basically a matter of destroying the base. These Stalkers will slowly be taken away. However, this Dark Templar will be able to do damage against his hatchery, and he will lose it. These Stalkers did do better than those Zerglings. He is in danger. However, he could put down Spore Crawlers and be able to scout them that way now that he has the Evo Chamber. In fact, he does have one in his mineral line. He is going to pull back these Zerglings. Will they be able to do enough, though? He needs to turn 5 more into Banelings. Well, there's a lot going on all over the map. There are probes trying to find a way home. There is no Twilight Council. There is one gateway still able to be used. This is intense, as there are no minerals going in for BK at the moment. Meanwhile, orlyOWL is going to go ahead and move out with these Zerglings. Going to try and take out as many probes as possible. He did lose his expansion, but his main is continuing to produce more and more. With this one hatchery now, the aggression is coming down. This DT is still getting free hits against these Zerglings. So long as he keeps these Zerglings here, there isn't that much they can do. He is basically going to run around as much as possible, killing one more. That DT will kill him off as well. Moving these Zerglings back would be safe, and if he decides to go for another expansion, maybe another good move. But like I said, he needs to go into lair, move on to something greater, as these Zerglings, and he needs to somehow get rid of this threat of the Dark Templar. He is basically a sitting duck waiting for that to happen. If he gets in the right area, he does explode. I actually love that. That was great job by orlyOWL. I was hoping he would do that with the Baneling. As soon as I said it, he can just detonate them and do the damage. Very well played. Since he doesn't have any, he only has one gateway, he doesn't have enough minerals to get enough DTs in there, so these Zerglings will be able to poke away at these units. Slowly but surely, they are going to do some damage, but when they're in such a strong choke, they aren't as effective as they possibly could be. Now, he is going to go ahead and get melee level 1, and it seems like BK will go for a forge to get more of these cannons in defense of himself. Now, he does have more Banelings. I do want to see, does he have the speed upgrade for them? No, he does not. He does need a lair in order to get the centrifugal hooks. He does not have that. He only has one extractor, so he is going to mostly depend on this Zergling army. The Speedlings and Banelings, very effective, I guess, against the Protoss. They can wear down those shields with the explosions. If he does walk in there with those Banelings, he can crush these Stalkers, move into the main. Yep, he basically sees that this is the army as it is. There is one DT going in. And if he intends to go into the main, he will not last very long. Zerglings moving down. Some are Banelings. 6 more Banelings on the way, as well as 8 more Zerglings going to be morphing down. Where will they be morphing down to? He is just setting them near his base. Now the Dark Templar is moving in. He is going to move back, so he will be able to destroy them with that queen and some of these drones and some of the zerglings if he needed to. Now that that's taken care of, he can go ahead and move in with these banelings. Will they be able to make it up to the stalkers? Will they be able to kite away in time? The zerglings are going to move in and try and get that early surround on them. He is going to move the banelings instead, probably going into these buildings, taking out that pylon so that they will be useless. Or nope, he's instead going to go straight into the mineral line and destroy as many probes as possible. The zerglings will go ahead and kill those stalkers and now take down the pylon. The DTs are eradicated. Expected GG any second. orlyOWL is going to take away all these probes as it was a desperation AI move. Got to love losing to Noob. Ooh, that is terrible. I feel bad. Gotta say, orlyOWL, great move. You did use those banelings very effectively, and I gotta say, the Protoss opponent failed when he could not get any sentries. Sentries will be able to push back those zerglings. That is one thing that I learned. However, I also learned how effective banelings can be against a very turtle-style defense, especially with very minimal cannons. However, one thing I didn't like is the proxy hatchery. You don't see it very often, not as effective as you would like. He should have just gone for that econ build, and he should have gone for lair, but a win is a win, and I don't know why BK is so mad, but congratulations to orlyOWL. Once again, I did enjoy this replay a lot. Thanks for sending it in to me. Hopefully you guys will comment, rate, subscribe, and do whatever you feel like, and tell your friends. In the meantime, I enjoyed the replay. I hope you did too, and I will see you guys next time.